and welcome back to round 6 of our TCG Masters Regional Championships from Offenbach. We're a bit late, our plays have already started. We're going to see Martin Janous playing against Jimmy Wuyts, and
well, they've only just started, so you haven't missed much, don't worry about that. The matchup we got here is kind of interesting. We got Jimmy Wuyts himself playing looks like some kind of Metagross GX deck with Dustmane and Necrozma GX, as you can see in front of you.
And we have Rayquaza Vikavolt, played by Martin Janous. That's a deck he did not play at Worlds.
Okay.
He lost against at Worlds.
Didn't Martin play Greninja at Worlds? Was he that guy? He might have.
I'm not so sure.
He plays strange things from time to time, so
yeah,
I think
he plays crazy deck lists, and it's always a pleasure to watch him on stream.
Seems today he's going for something kind of conventional, just a nice safe pick at the start of the format.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty straightforward list, actually.
He's got 3 copies of Alkner. I mean, I guess
one Pokemon fan club. Maybe that's something to point out.
Well, other than that, this is pretty conventional. 2 Marshadow, I guess.
1 switch
is a bit
also
unusual.
Yeah, but the rest of the list looks pretty basic.
Yeah, nothing Jimmy probably isn't
Jimmy's
expecting.
list?
Well, Jimmy, by sheerly opening with a Dustmane Necrozma GX is already a little bit weird. Let's see, he's got a Delmise in here. He's got a Alolan Vulpix to search out stuff, which probably means that he didn't really want to start with the Dustmane Necrozma GX. And a lot of Metagross decks, they don't like to run stuff with more than a 1 retreat cost when they're a basic, because it means you can't retreat into that Vulpix as easily, especially with a Floatstone going around. So it's a little bit riskier, but I think Metagross needs to take some risks in order to win a few more games in the meta that it's currently finding itself in. So, and Dustmane Necrozma GX can hit quite big numbers.
Oh, yeah, it definitely can. But same goes with Rayquaza. It technically has unlimited damage output.
Technically, yeah. Well, I mean, he only has 14 energy now, so it's going to stop somewhere. But
that's true.
I am just, now that I have the chance to sit down and read through Jimmy's list, he's playing 1 Cyrus Prism Star. That's kind of cool.
That's cool, yeah, it is.
So it means that if Martin, I believe Cyrus is your opponent chooses 3 Pokemon on their bench and shuffle in the other 2, is that correct?
I think so. Maybe if we can have the scan of
Cyrus I'd like to get a
Prism
double check
Star
on that real quick. I'm just wondering if Jimmy can use it to try and make Martin shuffle in like a Vikavolt or something and have something cool happen.
Actually, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Vikavolt is not that easy to set up, and I mean, you don't really expect your opponent to play Cyrus Prism Star.
Nope.
So at some point, you just throw away your candies.
Yeah.
That could be cool. I really want to see that coming.
Hopefully we will. Other than that, there's nothing too crazy. 4 Max Potion is pretty standard in Metagross lists as well, because it's just so easy to heal and reattach energy, and when you have that much HP, why wouldn't you? He's got a Sophocles in his hand though. Yeah,
it looks like Martin just used his GX attack. Obviously, it's a GX attack you want to use early in the game. 10 cards, that's huge.
It is. And with a lot of these Stage 2 decks, and Martin opened the same way, you play Lily for 8, and then you try and get your combo where you get your Stage 2 and your Rare Candy. Rayquaza has an extra edge to it where you then Tempest GX after that as well. So it forces your opponent to almost find like 2 ways to shuffle, like to Marshadow or to judge you in. There's no way to stop it. It's going to get it eventually. And that's why it's one of the more successful Stage 2 decks right now. Yeah,
and it's also very straightforward to play, I would say.
More straightforward than a lot of things. You do have to get your sequencing right at times, but other than that, if you're a good player with like a lot of experience and you're able to get your sequencing right, you should be able to do pretty well with this deck.
Yeah, definitely. But it's Jimmy's turn again.
Yeah, he was able to use the Guzma to get his Vulpix in the active and get a beacon off for the turn. It is. It might get blown up this turn.
Probably, but it did its job.
It did.
There's a Cynthia. Oh, was that a direct Cynthia?
I think it was, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, not a lot doing with that Tempest GX. He still has to find this Vikavolt. Just curious, he doesn't play Hala or anything, does he?
No, he doesn't. He plays Faulkner.
Okay. I always like looking for that one.
It's a Todd card.
Yeah.
In my mind. Absolutely Todd card.
Well, he's Again, he's still struggling to get up this Vikavolt. Vikavolt's doing Vikavolt things right about now.
Actually, it's interesting that Martin's playing Mysterious Treasure for its Marshadow.
And for the Rayquaza, of course.
Oh, yeah, true.
Everyone, including myself, forgets that it can search for dragon types. Like, I have to remind myself of that constantly. Every time I see him, like, oh, this is the card that searches for Lele. That's cool.
Oh, yeah. But good for reminding me. Yeah, true.
So this does give Jimmy, like, kind of a lifeline that he survived a Lily-for-8 and a Tempest. And there's still nothing really doing on Martin's side of the board. I think he'll be contentious to sit behind his Vulpix and keep beaconing, get all his Metagross into play, and then work from there.
Yeah, I mean, you don't stop beaconing for, like, if you're not forced to.
Exactly. And he did draw onto a rare candy and a Metagross, I think.
Oh, that's
Oh,
nice.
I was... Not just a rare candy by the looks of it.
No, it looks
Or
like
not,
candy
okay.
Metagross. You were right.
I was right. I should trust myself.
Oh, he does retrieve the Vulpix though.
I'm going to see the Algorithm GX, so he'll be able to search his deck for any 5 cards that he wants.
It looks like Marcus' hand is almost only energies. That sucks.
Yeah.
Poor Martin. He has the Vikavolt on hand. He's just missing the candy.
All he needs to do is top deck rare candy. He'll be fine.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah. And the other thing is, as well, even if he does get the Vikavolt in play, Metagross has 250 HP. It's going to be sitting there for a little while before Martin gets enough energy in play to actually start taking one-hit KOs on it. And the best thing about him playing the Duskmane Necrozma GX is he can just kill it in one hit. And there's a choice band on the Metagross already, so he can use Giga Hammer to take a one-hit KO on the Rayquaza. Good position for Jimmy to be in.
It definitely is, yeah. And it's nice to see that Metagross deck working now.
Exactly, yeah. It's a very good deck when it works.
I also like that Jimmy's playing the World Sleeves.
He absolutely is, yeah. And did Martin just pass?
I think so. Oh my god, this is not
This
looking
is
good for
this is
him.
spiraling out of control.
He also does not look very happy. He's kind of under our face cam, hiding.
I don't blame him.
No.
Hiding like his Vikavolts.
More like his candies.
More like his candies, but one or the other. And then, like, the power of Algorithm comes in now. If you don't get rid of your opponent's Algorithm, man, it's a very strong turn.
It's insane. 5 cards. That can be anything.
Yeah, like that can turn a game around completely.
Without Anne in the format, this GX attack got so much more power.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and
So he's probably just going to take out the Grubbin here. No harm doing that.
absolutely not. And there he goes. 150 damage should be enough for the small guy.
Just about.
And Martin is putting Rayquaza in the active position.
Well, he does have a Marshadow in his hand, so I suppose he could Marshadow and hope to hit Vikavolt Rare Candy off the Marshadow, even though he's missed it on a few things before. But yeah, it's really the best he can do right here.
He needs some new hand cards, and he definitely wants all the energy to be in his deck and not on his hand.
Exactly.
So it's not too bad actually, but he really needs a Vikavolt. So let's see. Ooh.
It looks like he's got a Volkner, but he's missing the other piece.
Oh.
He's always so close, yet so far away.
He looks really desperate. You
Yeah.
could see his disappointment. Yeah, what are you going to do? Yeah, pass.
And
Oh no, he attacks, sorry. Of course.
well, this
he
is the
attacks.
easiest thing for Jimmy. He's got a Max Potion in his hand. I mean, the simple play here is to retreat and then just use the other Metagross that also has a choice band on it to do 180 and take out the Rayquaza and just take an incredible lead.
Yeah, this is not going in Martin's favor. Definitely not.
This game's going pretty fast. Not something you say about Metagross very often, but there's a time for everything, I guess.
It's nice to show these games. I mean, sometimes the unexpected happens, and it's nice to capture it. Yeah.
Ah, well,
Martin just scoops. There's no point in trying this any further.
Really, that was just an unfortunate game for Martin.
Yeah.
It's one of the curses of just playing stage 2 decks and decks that rely on such a specific kind of setup is that when they don't work, that happens, unfortunately.
But
sometimes.
Also, something good players need to know the right time for scooping. sometimes it does not make any sense at all to keep things going any further. You want to have the time to win the game, actually.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Like, there was no way he was going to be able to mount a comeback during
The
that
matchup
one.
is not too bad for Rayquaza, so with 40 minutes left on the clock, he can still manage to win 2 games.
Exactly, yeah.
Rayquaza is a fast deck.
And Metagross's whole, I guess, gimmick is just not being KO'd by things because it's so much HP, but Rayquaza can just hit those numbers once it gets going.
Yeah, definitely. If it has enough energies on the field, and with Vikavolt, that's possible.
Exactly, yeah. Vikavolt, Stormy Winds, whatever else he wants to use. And his record's 401 right now, so like it's clearly been working for him up until this point.
Yeah, I think 603 is cut already.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they only need 2 more wins, so they really want the win now.
Yeah, 19 points. That would make sense.
Also, actually, you want more than 19 points to have some kind of advantage.
Ideally, yeah.
But still, day 2 is day 2. Oh, you can see Martin smiling now. He does not seem to take the loss too hard.
Already, looks like a much better hand. Now, he has Treasure Vikavolt in hand, so what he could do... I was going to say he could grab a Volkner. He's just got Rare Candy Vikavolt in hand. So... Martin might be at this point here where he could do this, stage 2 mind game thing, where if he just declares pass here, Jimmy has this decision to make. Is Martin's hand bad? Or does he have Rare Candy Vikavolt in it, and that's why he passed?
Or does he have everything? Yeah.
And there's no way he can know.
Well, Martin is smiling.
Okay, maybe there's one way he can know.
Tell.
Also, again, I'm just reading it here. Looks like Jimmy does not play any kind of hand disruption either, so...
Not any. Isn't he playing Marshadow?
There is no Judge, there is no Marshadow.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just...
Interesting.
So I suppose there's no mind games when there's no way you can disrupt your opponent, so...
But Martin doesn't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Game 1 was not that long, so...
That's very true.
Still could be some surprises. Technically. But it kind of makes sense to not play any hand disruption at all, because Jimmy has no real way of finding Marshadow besides balls.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
But his bench is probably full a lot of times, and getting Marshadow at exactly the right time maybe turned out not to be too good in testing, so he decided to just have no hand disruption at all.
Yeah, and especially because Jimmy's deck is an awful lot like Martin's in that it has a really specific setup. You got to get stage 2s on the board, and when you're playing Judge, you're less likely to get those stage 2s on the board.
Yeah,
so
yeah, true.
he really just wants to value his own consistency over disruption.
Yeah, I like that it's straightforward.
So Martin's about to have a really good turn.
And...
He's going to go for the Stormy Winds. Always risky when you don't have anything in the discard, but hits it anyway.
Oh, there was some flashing.
Yeah, someone's taking some pictures or something. So there's the Vikavolt.
We have the Vikavolt. And let loose.
He had the Cynthia in hand. I guess he was debating whether or not he wanted to attach it or play that instead. But here's the thing. This is what I was talking about with Vikavolt and sequencing. So he could have used Vikavolt's ability before he played the Marshadow to make it more likely that he draws into supporters or something. But what Martin really wants here is an energy to attach to the active and then to be able to Vikavolt. And if he doesn't use Strong Charge before he Marshadows, he's more likely to draw into the energy.
That's true, yeah.
And there is it.
Very nice. He also drew into another supporter card. It's very good.
Yeah, and this is one of them crazy Rayquaza turns. And
he started with almost nothing, and now he has everything he could ask for. And those 3 energies on Rayquaza are surely enough to get that Vulpix down.
Absolutely.
4 energies in play, that's enough.
And especially because Jimmy did just declare Beacon, and then Martin has to go and play Marshadow immediately after. Jimmy can't be feeling too good about that.
No, not really. He also looks not too happy. 4 cards is not really a lot.
Well, he might be declaring Core Beam this turn, so...
Another 6 cards for Martin, and down goes the Vulpix.
Yeah. And now he's going to start getting an awful lot of momentum as well.
He seems to have a Cynthia in hand.
That's not too bad.
And I could see a Metagross, but I don't think he has the Rare Candy.
Looks like he's going to bench the Dustmane.
It was a Solgaleo. No, Metagross.
I can never get the name for that thing right. It's like, it's a Solgaleo, but it's also not.
It's a Duskmane?
The Duskmane Necrozma.
Oh, damn, yeah, you're right.
But it basically is just a Solgaleo.
No, it's a Duskmane Necrozma. It's a whole different Pokemon, I guess.
I need to study my lore. It's basically what I'm learning.
Yeah, I haven't played the new games, so I'm not very familiar with.
Same. I only know this guy from the card.
Yeah. With their legends and their tales, and yeah. Someday I'm going to learn that.
One of these days.
So we've seen Ultra Ball. Oh.
Is it good? Okay. Well, the thing is,
that
like,
hurts.
the thing is, Ray's going to be doing an awful lot of damage, right? It's probably not going to be taking two hit KOs during this game, so maybe it's in Jimmy's best interests to just not bother with the max potion.
That's true. I mean, if Martin wants, he can one-hit KO him anyways, and that's probably also his game plan.
Yeah.
So, but it still hurts to see that.
Yeah, it's not a play I'd want to make in any game for sure.
Especially not that early.
But the wonderful thing about Metagross is he still has 2 more rare candy somewhere, or 2 more max potions somewhere in his deck.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, 2 max potions is still pretty decent, I'd say. But yeah. We see Martin going for another Grabbin. Definitely makes sense. You want to have 2 Vikavolts ideally. So in case one goes down, and obviously you want to have as many energies in game as possible. So
especially in this matchup.
Yeah. All the energies you can get. We see him going for strong charge.
So, in case you're not counting, Dragon Break is already doing 210 damage. So basically everything's going down on Jimmy's side of the board, and we're seeing the complete opposite of the game we saw last time.
Yeah, it's amazing. And also this game seems to go really fast.
Has Martin's hand got 3 rare candies in it?
I think so.
And he's going for Volkner, taking the Lightning Energy and Ultra Ball maybe, so he can get a Vikavolt next turn?
Yeah, looks
Seems
like
to be
it. Yeah.
Yeah, and his board state's going to be very, very strong.
Definitely. Just because of his strong charges.
Exactly, yeah. The only thing is, if Jimmy gets a Metagross this turn, he doesn't even need the candy because he's got the 2 Metang on his bench. He probably will be able to take a knockout with the Solgaleo.
Oh, we see Tapu Lele.
Again, I called it a Solgaleo again.
We should start making notes on how often we say Solgaleo. It's called Duskmane Necrozma. It's not that hard.
The basic one. So he could declare Sun's Eclipse GX, but he might want to save an algorithm for later on in the game. He only attached for turn, so he'd need 2 Metagross if he wanted to do the Meteor Tempest. He only needs the 1 to do the Sun's Eclipse.
He's kind of under pressure. He needs to pick up the pace now, because
Yeah.
otherwise Martin is completely going to run over him. So it might maybe be the better call to go for Sun's Eclipse now, because Martin is then only left with 1 attacker and he loses almost half of his energy.
And he does go for the Sun's Eclipse in the end. And next turn, yeah, he can just attach another energy and do Meteor Tempest, which does 220 and still enough. He's taking 3 energy off Martin's board.
If he survives.
If he survives, of course. We're going to see Martin get a second Vikavolt into play here.
I think so, yeah.
And he's got an energy recycler and anything.
Oh.
What an Ultra Ball. I'm a big fan
Double
of that.
checking if he really has the 3 candies.
That is a crazy Ultra Ball.
But it's fine because you don't really want to see the candies anymore. You have 2 Vikavolts.
Wait a minute.
That should be fine.
Again, I do want a quick check on what Cyrus's conspiracy does,
Yeah.
but could that be the biggest punish I've ever seen?
Can we have Cyrus conspiracy, please?
I just want to know if Jimmy can choose the Pokemon.
That would be so funny.
Because Martin did not see that at all last game. There's no way he'd be seeing it coming.
Yeah, no. It'd be crazy good. And there goes an energy to Vikavolt.
Also, I've been calling it Cyrus's conspiracy because I live in Diamond Pearl format, apparently. It's actually Cyrus Prism Star.
Oh.
Cyrus Conspiracy is also a great card, just for anybody wondering, but Definitely not legal for this tournament. Anyway, we got it on screen. So your opponent chooses 2 bench Pokemon and shuffles the others. So
but in this very case, right now...
Yeah. He could make him shuffle in one of the Vigavolts.
Yeah.
Well, your opponent chooses 2 bench Pokemon and shuffles the others. So he'd choose the 2 Vigavolts and then shuffle the 1 Marshadow in.
True.
Cyrus is a weird card.
The wording is a bit weird. But he could, I mean, that still loses him a lot of energies if he decides to shuffle in a Rayquaza.
Yeah, I still think Jimmy would have to get a bit lucky though.
Yeah, definitely. But it's a cool card.
Definitely. He gets style points for playing it.
That doesn't help him in his current situation, but still. We can let him know after the matchup. He received some stat points.
I'm sure he'll be happy to hear that. So what's that Ray doing now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Enough. We call that enough damage.
I agree.
Anyway, 2 more prizes to go for Martin. If Jimmy takes the KO on this Rayquaza, it might be a little more difficult. Martin's hand's pretty big though. He's got Ultra Ball and the Guzma in it though, so I don't think he'd miss it.
Yeah, and as we already mentioned before, Jimmy has no hand disruption, so Martin can just go for another Rayquaza, power it up, and that should be game.
Yeah, it's looking like this one's going to be his.
Probably. He could maybe even knock out a Lele with Vikavolt if he plays. No, he plays
Jimmy might be scooping here, and he is.
Yeah,
okay. We've seen 2 very fast games so far.
It's nice to finally have 3 full games.
Exactly, yeah. Well, we assume we're going to get the 3rd full game, but based on the other 2.
I wonder if we have a proper match for game 3.
Hopefully.
Where either of both those players draw equally good.
Yeah. I'd like to see them both set up incredibly well.
But it's always fun to watch one deck draw very good.
Yeah. We've seen both decks show off that they're good enough to get the records that the players have clearly piloted them to so far, so...
Both players are playing good.
Yeah, exactly.
Very well-known players as well. Both top 16 contenders, at least for part of the season. I'm not so sure if they were in top 16 for the whole season. Martin was. Jimmy.
Martin seems to always be up there.
Yeah.
And Jimmy is always like fighting. He's gone to Worlds like a good few times as well. Like, he's a very good player for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, they're setting up half an hour for one game. Well, that should be enough at least from what we've seen so far.
I'd be surprised if it wasn't.
Yeah, so if you're Jimmy, is there anything you think you could do differently next time except from drawing better?
Put a Marshadow in my list, maybe. Like it does feel a bit scary though, doesn't it? Because it's like it almost feels like as long as Martin sets up, as long as he gets this like crazy board going.
Yeah.
Like Jimmy can take the KOs on the Rays, and he has to kind of hope he prize trades well at that point. But after that, it feels like it's just going to be in Martin's favor.
But he also plays no. No, it does not make any sense for him to play the Den. I forget about that.
Okay. Well, he could double metal links to it, like.
Okay, we see. Oh, there's Cyrus Prism Star in his starting hand. Don't really want to see that, but
Yeah, it's not a great opening turn supporter. Martin does start with Marshadow.
That's also not a great opening Pokemon.
Not a great opening Pokemon, but it does have a 1 retreat cost, and he plays 2 of them, so it's not the end of the world for him.
Yeah, and you can also leave that in the active position as a victim.
Yeah, he's not going to mind.
Jimmy forgot to use the prize cam.
Oh, he did. We're going to inform him of that now in a sec.
Yeah, we just asked Bena to fix that for us. He will do that.
Yeah. He's not the first person to forget the prize crown. It's incredibly easy to do because you have to reach a little bit further off to get it. But
yeah, you're just not used to do it.
Exactly, yeah. And there we go.
And they are into their games. It's understandable. But here we have his prize cards. It's 1 Metagross, Cynthia, Guzma, Energy Ultra Ball, and Chris. So how's he called
It's
in
Chris in
English?
German and Sophocles in English.
Yeah. Those are all very okay prize cards.
Yeah, I don't think he'll mind that too much.
Yeah.
The Sophocles or the Chris, whatever you want to call him, I guess he gets energies in the discard pile as well because it's discard 2 from your hand and then draw 4 cards. So again, in this format, we're playing weird draw supporters and a lot of different decks. This one synergizes because you get to put stuff in the discard pile.
Yeah, and it's cool to see how players adopt to the loss of their staple supporters.
Yeah.
And we see a lot of different stuff. That's nice.
The thing is, like, as well, Metagross didn't lose that much in rotation, and I know even like pre-rotation, people who were playing Metagross, some of them actually played Sophocles in it even back then. They like rated it over Sycamore because they didn't want to get rid of too many resources.
Yeah, but it kind of makes sense.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, then we see a Pokemon fan club.
Yep.
I actually love this card because on the older artwork, there's a Pancham on it, and Pancham is one of my favorite Pokemons, and yeah, really cool.
I like the full art of the newer one.
Yeah, the kid is even wearing a Pancham hat.
Yeah,
He's my soulmate.
It's a very like wholesome full art.
Yeah, really nice.
And the cool thing about playing Pokemon Fan Club over like Bridget, obviously because it's gone, in this particular deck is they go to your hand, so you can still use Stormy Winds.
Yeah.
It didn't hit Martin anything in particular, but the point is it could have. So Jimmy's going for the Lily for 8 or 6, I'm afraid. Looks like it's just energy and rare candy, so not great.
Not really. Martin's turn again. He has a lot of energy cards in his hand again, but he plays a lot of energy cards, so...
He's got Volkner rare candy, so he does have the Vikavolt if he wants it.
Oh, yeah.
Volkner's a weird card as well. It's like, it's really good in Ray because it lets you search out a lightning energy and it lets you search out any item card from your deck, so it's like Skyla left, but this is like pseudo Skyla. It's sort of, it does the same job and it clearly works. He's playing it in 3 copies, so as long as you hit Volkner in one of the other pieces, you get your stage 2.
That's very true. And we see him discarding the lightning he just searched out and another lightning energy card from his hand, going for Vikavolt, of course.
Yeah.
And with that next strong charge, we're going to see, I guess, just about now, this Rayquaza is already powered up.
He could risk the Tempest GX this turn because you can only use Sun's Eclipse GX if you are... Yeah, if you're behind on, or if you're behind on prizes from Jimmy's perspective. So Tempest GX might be pretty safe here because there's not much of a chance that the Solgaleo does Metagross retaliating against him. But
it does look like he's just sitting that out.
He's also going to, playing it safe as well. Worst case scenario, I guess it is a huge punish if Jimmy does get a Metagross into play.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Martin losing through... because Jimmy drew very well, so it makes sense for him to play that rather safe now.
And we are going to see the Sophocles here for Dual Metal Energy, conveniently enough. Well, the Mets will help, but Jimmy's definitely seen better hands.
Oh, we see a Alolan Vulpix.
Could be tempted to manually retreat, and he's got a rare candy in hand.
It doesn't really matter because he needs the energies in his discard pile anyway.
Completely true. So, he's beaconing here. I assume he's taking the Metagross with that. He could take a Lele to draw his hand up again. Yeah, and there it is. He's got rare candy in hand, so the play here I'm sure that he's thinking of would be to rare candy one of the Beldums and then Lele, use a draw supporter and get another Metagross into play that way as well. Not looking too bad for him then.
Yeah, and Martin could now... Well, he has a Lily in hand, Mystery Treasure... Energy, Rescue Stretcher. He does not really need the Rescue Stretcher at that point. But if you're Martin, or if I were Martin, I might potentially go for another Rayquaza and use Tempest GX.
Potentially. And you know your Stormy Winds is going to hit because he's got 2 energy in the discard pile already as well, so that could be safe enough.
There's Tapu Lele GX. Going for Guzma. Oh, he might.
Well, he did just see Jimmy pick up the Metagross.
Yeah.
So he's probably thinking, if I deal with this Metang and he doesn't have rare candy in hand, that's pretty great for me.
And even if he has one rare candy in hand, it's way harder to power up the Metagross with rare candy than just manually evolving the Metang.
Yeah, absolutely. And like Jimmy's probably not getting off an attack next turn unless he gets the most incredible Cynthia we've ever seen. But so the only attack that Martin probably needs to be worried about is Algorithm GX, in which case he can just keep using Vikavolt to attach energies and be hitting the right numbers.
Yeah, or he could just use Marshadow, let loose. He still has one in his deck. It's not priced, so that's also an option. And he has the Mystery Treasure on his hand.
Yeah.
So
I think he just played that Mystery Treasure for that Rayquaza though.
He played it for Lilith. No, he played. Yeah, never mind.
Well, either way, he got both of them into play. I'm not sure either. But
The Lilith came from the Rescue Stitcher.
yes, that was it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, he's going to be KOing Metagross pretty soon.
Yeah. If it comes into play.
If it comes into play, yeah.
And down goes the Metang.
And I like Jimmy's plan here is that I think some Metagross players, they try and use Algorithm too early. When sometimes, if you've still got your Vulpix on the board, maybe it's better to just sit behind the Vulpix and Beacon instead of Algorithm. It saves your GX attack, and also if you don't really care if Martin KOs the Vulpix. Puts him on, well, it doesn't put him on odd prizes, but it's much more beneficial than him KOing the Metagross.
I mean, he needs some time to set up. He actually wants a second Metagross, because if that one Metagross goes down, he's definitely not in a favorable position. And it's game 3. You want to play safe.
Exactly. And powering up that Solgaleo, or how many times have I done that this stream? Powering up that Dusmane Necrozma is going to be much more difficult if he only has the one Metagross in play.
Yeah, definitely. I think he drew into a rare candy.
Looks like it, yeah.
But no Metagross.
Probably just going to have to beacon for it and hope he doesn't see a Guzma on Martin's end.
Oh, there's a Rescue
Unless he's got one in the bin. Well, build him.
I mean, it's a backup.
Yep. Just decide the Geotech to the Vulpix. I guess so it means that if Martin does play a Guzma next turn, Jimmy still has like a free retreater on the board that he can just promote and then retreat freely.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Or he's going for the beacon, yeah. Playing it rather safe, not risking his Metagross.
Icy
And
Snow,
he's going for
it
2
could work out
Metagross.
some math, but yeah.
2 Metagross.
So Martin's got to know that Jimmy's got some rare candy in hand.
Yeah, he does. But, however, his bench is full, so he can't play Marshadow. Play the Mystery Treasure for nothing.
Yeah, just checking what's there, I guess. And at this
Getting
point,
rid of
he's
the
thinning
hand
it down
cards.
for Lily as well.
6 new cards. Oh, he drew into his 1 switch.
That's kind of cool.
I mean, he does not really need it at the moment, but...
Well, what he could do here is he could take the KO with Energy Drive. If he wanted to protect a Rayquaza.
Yeah, but then you have the Lily in the active position, and right now there's not really the fear of Rayquaza going down.
Jimmy could get up like with a Geotech and like another attachment, but I think even then Martin's board is just too good. Vigare has reached that position where it's really scary to look at and to play against.
Oh, yes.
So we are just going to see the Dragon Break for the KO.
And he really had a head start so far.
Definitely.
Oh, we see another Nest Ball. Oh, another Beldum. Are we going to see the 4 Metagross? Is that even possible with Jimmy's list?
I mean, it is possible. I highly doubt we're going to see it, but it is possible.
Nothing energy.
Yeah, you can attach to the bench one and then do the double Geotech onto the active, so that's not a problem. As long as he's got the energy in the bin, which he does.
Yeah, he's just double checking.
Yeah.
Making sure he does not make any rather stupid mistakes. Yeah, 2 energies. And we're going to see Giga Hammer, I assume.
So, Martin would need to attach 1 from hand this turn to get the KO if I've done my math right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 with Vikavolt. Yeah, he'd need 1 attachment from hand or a choice band or something like that, but...
Does he play Kukui?
No,
No, he doesn't.
Yeah. I think most of the time he's doing more than enough damage that he probably doesn't need the Kukui.
Yeah, I mean, 1 energy is always better than a Kukui already, so most of the time that should be enough.
Well, so what I'm saying is there is a chance, however slim, that Martin could miss the KO here.
Yeah, I mean, if he's going for the KO, he needs to put Rayquaza in the active position.
Well, he has a Guzma in hand, so I guess that's what he's debating himself. He might be thinking about picking off the...
He also has a switch in hand, so he could see if he draws into the energy, then use the switch.
That's
he did
true.
not drew an energy so far, but yeah, could be an option.
Playing Guzma here that he might be thinking about, it's a little bit risky because Jimmy will retaliate immediately with that Giga Hammer for the knockout because he does have the choice band on it, so I don't know I think Martin just has to go for it and try and KO this Metagross.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, if that Metagross is there for the next turn, it's going to KO the Rayquaza again.
He might not have the energy in his deck is the other thing. It looks like he's only the one as he's shuffling up there. He's got 1 energy recycler in the prizes, and he does play 2, so he'd need to hit that as well.
There's another Rayquaza.
Stormy Winds is obviously another way of accelerating the energy, so...
He needs to hit now, right? If he hits now, and the Vikavolt, that's the KO.
I think so. I'm just trying to parse in my head how many energy Martin actually has in his deck.
Again.
Yeah, okay, he's got 1. And it's only the 1. Yeah.
Oh my god.
This might be a really weird spot for him to be in.
You should have really gone for your energy drive to KO the Vulpix.
Maybe.
Now he's going for Guzma.
Yeah, he is looking to pick off that Dustmane Necrozma. And he'll be doing enough damage for sure here.
I mean, it makes sense. He needs to take the easy prices, like the one-hit prices.
He needs to be confident that he can get another Rayquaza powered up, which he definitely can, but his out to winning now probably won't be KOing the Metagross unless he hits that energy recycler pretty quickly. And I mean next turn. He might be trying to Guzma up the Lele to try and win at that point. It's a little bit of an awkward position knowing that he's going to lose 3 energy and his attacker right now.
Maybe he also hoped to draw energy recycle from his prize cards. He knew that it's prize.
Yeah, true.
There was a 50% chance of him drawing the energy recycle. That is actually pretty high.
Yeah.
Talmap would have been great.
It really would have. Talmap reprint win. And there it is, just the KO on the Rayquaza. Taking Martin's board back a whole load of steps.
Yeah. I mean, what are you going to do now if you're Martin? You have to put the Rayquaza in the active position. No, you don't.
He has Guzma in hand. So if he has a way of getting 1 more energy, he'll be able to Guzma up the Lele. Oh, well, actually, my mistake, because he can't power up the Dragon Break. So he needs 2 energy on that Rayquaza.
Yeah.
Definitely
he
a
needs
weird position to be
energies
in.
back into his deck. He's playing Ultra Ball. Tough spot to be in.
Yes.
You can see that he's a bit shaky.
I don't blame him. There's some very hard decisions coming up for him here.
Maybe he's also going for... It makes no sense to go for Let Loose now.
What he might do is just try and leave the Marshadow up there, let Jimmy KO it, hope he doesn't have Guzma, and that can buy him a time to find the energy recycler. We see it in his deck, so he might just try and Cynthia into it this turn, then play it, and then just hope his turn after that is fine, and that Jimmy doesn't find a Guzma or anything like that.
But that would be Martin going all in.
It really would be. Hard to see what other options he has right now, though.
True. A lot of tension. He decides to go for no Pokemon.
Yeah, probably just checking his deck with that one.
It's interesting that he decided not to go for Grubbin, because it makes no difference if there's a Marshadow or a Grubbin.
Because
well,
he's got one in his hand. he needs to hit Energy Recycler, but he also needs Jimmy to
Not hit anything.
Not hit anything. So
Well, we see a let loose.
a risky let loose.
Whew. So if you're Martin, you want to see the Energy Recycler.
I mean, technically he hasn't played the support yet, so you could see like Energy Recycler Guzma. That would be amazing.
Wow.
And he doesn't. But
He doesn't see,
either of them,
Either.
unfortunately.
but he has a Cynthia,
Yeah.
so he could just play Cynthia and pray.
His bench is full, so we can't use any more Stormy Winds. So he might have been, even though there's enough energy in his discard pile, and that will be another way getting it on the board, but unfortunately not. So,
Yeah.
just the Cynthia.
He goes for the Cynthia, and now he needs to hope that Jimmy has no way of winning, which means no
I don't think
Guzma.
Jimmy's even looked at his hand yet.
I mean, there's no point.
Yeah.
If he has Guzma, he wins.
No, I agree. That's my style. This is.
Oh,
there it
there
is.
it is.
I think it was the last card off that Cynthia and everything.
Oh my god. But still, there's no way in winning this turn.
Not this turn. Unless he's got a Pokemon catcher in there somewhere.
But that would lose him the game.
Would it?
Is it? Is it?
No, I just mean the coin flip. Yeah, the coin flip one's still in the format. Nobody plays it because
Oh,
counter
yeah.
catcher's just way better. But like,
True. Yeah, it would not lose him the game, but it would, because then his deck would be illegal.
That's true, yes.
Not fit his deck list. So.
I didn't think of that part. And well, yeah, okay, there it is. But
Guzma
has
for game.
Jimmy's sequencing might be a little bit off. Oh, no, okay, it isn't. Okay. But Martin was making absolutely sure, which you definitely do in that situation. That was a crazy set.
Yeah, it was interesting to watch. I mean, we could see both players showing off their deck, showing what they can. The last game was really close. It was nice to watch.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Well,
a
you were
lot.
saying like before we went to game 3 that like you were really hoping for a game that was like, what if both players did what they're meant to do? And we got that, and it was great. So yeah,
It was really good.
All
I did
around,
not
great
jinx
set.
it.
And to finish it all up, we have a pack of
Buffini.
what
yeah.
one was like Burning Shadows.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to open this one?
Oh, yes, sure.
All right. And as always, we'll be
doesn't
giving away the
like
code as well in the
opening
chat.
boosters.
What's the thing? What? Oh, Connor's not here. We'll tell you the code for the thing in a minute.
Like the code, then 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it's 3, and then you just move them wherever.
Okay, we have friend. No, that's not good.
We got a Plumeria.
Okay, we'll keep that short. Like, this is the holo card, reverse card. It's a dark card. That's cool. And rare is this beautiful fish.
Yes, that is a rare somehow.
Yeah, the rest of it.
You guys are getting
Was
you guys
as
are getting the
good.
best part of these packs, which is the codes. Like you should be really grateful. You know that.
So yeah, the keyword for the code is
I think it's BUS.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's still BUS.
We'll go with
So,
BUS.
Type in BUS and try your luck, guys. And do we have a winner interview?